Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Embracing the Chaos. My name's Elizabeth. So as you can see, I'm outside. It's a little windy. So yeah. Let me ask you, who out there has some back pain? I just stumbled upon some out of nowhere when I was tapping the energy, my lower back. So it could be carrying the weight of something. Something's like starting to really take its toll on our body, and our body's getting a little bit agitated. So if you're feeling like all of a sudden your back's hurting or something, there's something here that needs to be released. The pressure of it, it's like it's weighing down heavy on our shoulders, and it's really, really starting to take its toll, like I said. Now, earlier I was receiving some messages while out and about. One message was something that you weren't sure was over, or you were needing verification that it was over, whatever situation. Now, this could be the ending of a job. This can be the ending of a place where you're living. This could be the ending of a relationship. Whatever tumultuous situation that you've got yourself in at this time, just know when you see a black crow, if you see a black crow, 2 of them to be exact, it's over. It's going to be the end of it. So say that you were dealing with something and you were trying to work through it, and you kept being met with resistance in some way. Either the resistance is going to be removed and things are going to flow as they should. And, well, I kind of feel like that's what's going to happen. Whether it's what you want to happen, that might be a little different story. For some of you, it's something that you want to happen. You'll be able to reunite and fix the problem. For others of you, no, it's dead and gone. Okay. So I did pull, because of that, I did pull the Murder of Crows and my Shadow Oracle decks. We can find out what what shadow energy we could be working with. But first of all, I'd like to start off with the Angel Oracle, and then we'll end it with some Talisman Oracles. So you know the rules of tarot. You take what resonates and you leave what does not. If it doesn't apply, then we simply let it fly. Flip it, switch it, stick it, but we don't force anything to fit in any type of way. Okay. I do feel like this reading's going to be about what I just discussed with you. So I want to tell you, thank you for sharing the space with me this time. You're awesome. Thank you for your contribution to the collective and healing yourself and becoming a better you. Okay, well, let's see, babes. Exhaustion, yeah. Whatever this energy is, Ronov, whatever this energy is has really got you exhausted. It's taken its toll. It's and I'm getting like this, it's an energetic cord. So it's got a lot of strain on it. I feel like it's like being a rubber band right now, like it's being pulled to its limits, and it's either going to withstand the stretch or it's going to break. So whatever low level energy seems to be playing its role in here is definitely getting pretty tired. Or if you don't feel like, if you feel like you're the one that's being exhausted, then it's starting to take its toll on you. Just know, when you are experiencing things in your everyday, it's a mirror reflection of what's going on inside you. So if things are topsy-turvy and life's going a little bit wayward, just know there's something in you that's going a bit wayward. And it's very vital that we sit with that energy and figure out what that is. Transformation. Yeah, and see, in our reading that I did earlier, I did pull the enlightenment card. So there's an awakening going on in the collective right now. We're awakening to some kind of low-level energy that seems to be pulling hard, and it's just causing some chaos. So you'll feel that within the self. And once you're able to wrap your mind around that and see that that's where that energy's stemming from, and get back to work, because there's a bee. That's a big one, too. What does he do now? It's kind of cold. Okay. It's time to get back to work, folks. Get back to the grindstone. So, that energy's, once you're able to accept that and see where you're at with that, you're going to be able to transform that energy. It's just a matter of time. Now, if you resist it and you ignore it and you continue to act like you don't have a role in whatever situation you're playing in. Sweetheart, come on. Everybody's got a role. Everybody's got a role in every situation they ever find themselves in. I'm not here to shame you or to call you out or to make you feel bad. I'm here to open your eyes, babes. Let's talk about this, okay? This transforming. We're transforming. That's the whole purpose, is being able to transform from certain low-level energies. And this one is quite toxic, I should say. Settlement. That is nearing the end. Coming to terms with it, really starting to understand. Someone could be reaching some kind of agreement within a court case as far as an injury of some sort, maybe a back injury, car accident, something like that. If not, then this is just you're coming to terms with something, and that's going to allow you to transform the way you feel. Is the moment that you accept that there's nothing you can do; it's out of your control. I feel like that's the moment the energy is going to shift, and you're going to be able to, see completion. There's the crow I was talking about. There's a completion to a love connection, unfortunately. So you could have been trying to reunite with a loved one or a lover. Belial or Baal. I love me some Baal, y'all. That's my demon. Fallen angel. I don't say that all out, did I? I deal with all energies. I don't see as bad or good. So let's clear that up before we get all off in a tangent, okay? There just is. There's no right, there is no wrong, there just is. That's kind of my outlook on things. That's how I work. If it's not how you work, that's great. That doesn't mean that I don't have messages for you, okay? I'm able to see both sides of the fence by working with darker energies, because unfortunately the majority of us do seem to fall in line and fall victim to some of those, I wouldn't say victim, lessons. We fall into those lessons where we have to learn from those low-level energies, and you're going to have a reader out there that can understand those low-level energies, right? That's going to communicate with those low-level energies. That's not scared to do that, so you don't have to. And that's my job. That's what I do. I'm good at it. I've been doing it for a really long time. It's not that I use them for my advantage, never, and that's the reason why I'm allowed to deal with them. So you're being called to just lay low, not even to. So you need to invoke a cloak of invisibility, because there is something that's lurking in the shadows. It's like waiting to pounce. So you need to move in secrecy. So if you are coming on to some kind of money, keep it to yourself. If you are able to come to terms with something, keep it to yourself. Because a lot of times we get, say that the job, you've been struggling at work and everybody's in the know, right? And well, when everybody's in the know, even your family, your loved ones, your friends, they're all sending energy to that situation every time you think about it, every time you discuss it, every time it's come into view, right? And so is everyone else around you. So you think about that. All these people, all these things that are low level, it's just low level energy with negative energy. And it's all going to the same thing, okay? If you have moved into a space now where that energy is being lifted, and that's what I'm seeing, it's being lifted. We don't want everybody and their mama still continue to send their energy towards it, because not everybody is in your corner. Let's face it, 99.9% of the people aren't in your corner. You know who is, because who's in your corner is going to be the one that's going to be lifting you up. The ones that's in your corner is going to tell you when you're wrong, even if it's going to hurt. I mean, that's the right thing to do. But not everybody's in it for you to win it. And so whatever this is, keep it on the DL. Because there is some kind of deceptive energy. There's some Decepticon. Ooh, Decepticon. So we're in the Transformers, are we? Whatever. Yep. Evaluation. You are in a space to sit with yourself secretly in a place of peace within the self and evaluate the situation. You are highly protected. Just to let you know, that's what that evaluation card is telling me right now, is that we're allowed to actually sit and evaluate it because we're consulting with the higher ups. We are trying to understand. So I understand that the power of manifestation is thinking and bringing it in, and when we think about it, we draw it in where your focus goes, your energy flows. 10 on timer. Well, that is true. However, there is a time that you're able to sit and think about things and to better understand things, to learn from those situations and not be fed back to you. And because you're definitely sitting with the higher ups and trying to better understand yourself in the situation, you need not to worry. It's not going to be fed back to you. So there's someone here that's kind of worried about, because they tell you that high vibe, you got to be, it's all unicorns, daisies, and fluffy, pretty flowers, clouds. I don't know. I'm not that girl, okay? It's not true. It's not true. We live in a world that's full of unawoken people. They're just not understanding their place and what they're actually here to do. They're all about keeping up with the Joneses and bettering themselves in the wrong way. Better yourself from within, and then all the right things are going to come in, okay? And so they're just wanting me to really stress that. Keep things, seriously, keep things on the down low. We got the mystery card here. Definitely. Shh. So let's see what kind of shadow energies we're working with, and then we'll jump to the tarot. Okay? What kind of shadow energies is the collective dealing with at this time? Did you walk away? Did you walk out of something? You're forgiving something by walking away from something and still walking away from it, and it seems to be upsetting someone, possibly. Somebody's getting all up in their feels. They're not liking the way you're doing this. They're not liking it at all. The unseen truth. Look beyond illusions. Sometimes the greatest wisdom is hidden in discomfort. Something's made us completely uncomfortable. Something's been revealed here to us. Okay. So and I was picking up on this morning when I was doing my thing, an energy of over-romanticizing a situation, trying to feel good about a situation, trying to hang on to the good memories. If you're walking away from something that's not good for you, that's not meant for you, that is causing an imbalance in your life, that's not the time to think about those memories, because you're not going to call that back in. And if you do, you're going to call back in something that's wounded, something that is not healthy and balanced, because the break would have never happened if there wasn't an imbalance in the situation. So something could have been said here. It looks like some kind of information has come through and has caused you to feel uncomfortable. Maybe there's a little bit of truth in what's being said here, and you're having to sit with that energy and really reflect and understand that. And that's probably why I've seen that evaluation card, is to let you know that you're protected at that time when you're reviewing it, okay? Shadow integration. So you're healing a part of yourself. Healing comes when you stop fighting your darkness. Instead, you learn from it. So you're fully aware that you have a dark side. You're fully aware that certain things happen. And you're starting to step back and see the weight that pushes off and pushes out around you, and the recoil effect of that, how much you have to absorb of that as the aftermath of dark energy, shadow energy. The parts of ourselves that we're trying to reject. You are seeing something here that you believed wasn't true. You're alchemizing it. You're taking it in. I see we're picking through it. I'm seeing a bushel, and we're picking the bad beans, the bad green beans out of it. And we're breaking up the pieces that are valid, right? That we really need to see, and getting them ready. But at the same time, we are fully aware that just because this over here isn't any good doesn't mean that we can't use it for another purpose, right? The soul's longing. So you're longing for this person, or you're longing for this job, or you're longing for this house. You're longing for something in the past that's no longer there. What parts of yourself have you neglected? Your soul is calling for a deeper connection. So there's something within the self that's really wanting to be seen so it can be integrated. I feel like you're about to see it. You better buckle up, Buttercup, because if you ain't ready, it's about to walk in your door. Dark night of the soul. Some of you could be starting a dark night of the soul. Overthinking and paralysis. Not every problem needs endless analysis. Trust your instincts and take action. Yep. You're undergoing deep transformation. Trust that the darkness is leading you to the light. Be very careful. Don't be hard on yourself at this time, whatever you're dealing with. And don't allow whatever low-level energies, because I see, okay, I see it. I see what they're saying. I see what they're doing. And honey, that's a them problem. Remember that. If there's anything that you need to take from that situation, stop, think about it, see what lessons you can learn from it, and walk on. Don't feed into this. Sacred rest. Deep transformation requires balance. Exhaustion is not a badge of honor. So yeah, you could have exhausted yourself trying to really get the other party in the situation to see you or to hear you, and that's probably why we're picking up on the exhaustion. You probably are pretty tired. You've went round and round and round to the point of trying to be seen and heard in this situation, and it's not happening. It's not happening, and your soul wants you to get back to a place of peace here, so that it can transform and alchemize all the energy that's associated with the situation where there's been a lot of things that have been said. There's been a lot of betrayals in this situation. I can feel them. And you're needing to be able to alchemize that. And you can't do that if you're constantly staying in fight or flight mode or revved up to clap back or fight and argue with somebody. Your body's not able to alchemize because it's ready. It's got to stay in top performance mode. And you don't want to be in that. So it's time to set ourselves back and relax a little bit. And see what our soul's calling us to do this time. Your inner light, even the depths of shadow, your soul remains luminous. Never lose sight of it. It's in the darkness that we're able to see our own light. It's true. It's not until we sit in complete darkness are we able to see that light. It's not walking through the light and being able to see a brighter light, because that's not the case. You have to go through these things, and you're going through some really tough times right now. It's really difficult, and it can be really difficult to accept, but you can accept it by releasing it. And the only way to release it is to allow the feelings, the emotions, and everything that you're feeling come up and to set them free. And forgive whatever this is, but first and foremost, forgive yourself. Love yourself enough not to engage and continue to do this to yourself, because it's not doing you any justice. And in fact, it's like giving the outside energies more power. They feel like it's like giving them more fuel when you engage with it. So don't engage with it anymore. Just let it go. Just let it go. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say. We're going to be using, like I said, the murder of crows. Thought it was very footings because of the crow entry, I do believe. Okay, let's see. I am seeing the Ace of Swords. That truth. Accepting that truth. The fog is being lifted. A friend of me seems to be coming in. Someone that once was an enemy is actually a friend. You could have felt like it was attacking you, and it could be what's being said to you. It could feel like you were under attack when, in all reality, it was actually there to try to help you, and that's where that frenemy feeling comes in. Yeah, it was to create some kind of balance here. You're receiving messages. You need to be a little bit more flexible, a little bit more understanding, but there's a pretty good chance that you're going to be making some kind of decision here to balance things out, because I've just seen the Justice card. Yep, and as I say it, the King of Swords comes out. The King of Swords knows exactly what to say. He's already thought about every process, everything that he needs to think about. So I see whatever decision or whatever choice that's being made here, you're accepting it. You're accepting it for what it is. And you're going to be working through that crossroads energy that it leaves you in. Because sometimes we don't want to accept things that we're not quite ready for, or maybe we over romanticize the situation, and we kind of hoped, or we thought that things were going to go a different way, and it didn't, and we're not able to change that. But you are able to change that simply by releasing yourself. I'm seeing the star here. There's that crow. Wow. 2020 on the timer, and you can't beat that, babes. You got the devil card here, and you got the strength card over here. Overcoming that challenge, overcoming that obstacles. Accepting this is like a dream come true. I'm seeing the star. I mean, once you make a decision to accept this, it's like the doors are opening up. You're able to shoot for the stars. Get a drink here. What do you mean by shoot for the stars? I'm seeing the moon. With the 10 of cups. There's that 9 of cups. Yeah, wish come true. It's you don't there's balance. So the balance could be coming in because some kind of truth is spoken here. And now we're setting ourselves free. Definitely. 6 of Swords. Moving to calmer waters. We're moving away from this. We're looking for a place of peace, a place of rest. That's interesting. So you've accepted something, and it's reached its limits, or it's had its limits, or you've had your limits. You've reached your limit with it. You're like, this is not conducive to what I have going on. In fact, this is counterproductive, and I am going to walk away because this is not helping me. Listening to what other people say when they're wounded is not something you need to do, especially when you're in a space where you're trying to bring love back to the situation and they're refusing to hear you out. They're refusing to listen. And if you're constantly yelling over somebody or trying to be heard in a situation, and no matter what you say, they don't seem to understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, they're not able to understand. It's because their wound has them blocked. Whatever they're wounded by, in whatever way they're wounded, and they're never going to see it. Not until you set them free. So if you truly want this back, let it go. Allow them some alone time. As long as you're keeping that wound open by engaging with them, it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going. But the moment you leave them alone and they have to sit in that energy and they have to yep. Because they're hold on. They're holding on to that devil energy. So I feel like the best thing you can do is move away from this so that you can deflect, reflect, and understand that we need to resist from jumping in that ship with them, that boat with them, because that boat's sinking, honey. That boat is sinking. Right now in the space that they're in, it's sinking. Not that they're a bad person and things are going to go bad for them. Not so what I mean. But right now, the place that they're in mentally, physically, and emotionally is not where you need to be, because they're clouded by something. There's something here. The situation's not able to actually move to a calmer water. So the situation's not actually can't be able to get to a calmer place because somebody, I don't know, is this you or if it's them, but somebody is using something. They're using some kind of addiction of theirs. They're holding on to some kind of addiction. They'd rather, I'm going to be real with you. I mean, that's the whole point, is to embrace, right? To understand, to fully understand. So trigger warning, this may affect you in some way. If you do not have a thick skin, do not listen. Click the stop button and exit out, okay? They are choosing an addiction over you at this time. They are. Whether this is sex, drugs, rock and roll, whatever. They're choosing that. They're holding back from allowing this to get to a peaceful place because they're caught up in some kind of addiction of theirs. And I see you, the Knight of Pentacles. You're sitting over here strong, making decisions, wanting balance, trying to create balance, and this person is not giving it to you in some way. They're just not. They can't, because they're not in a balanced place. 4 Cups. They're distracted. It's the more and more and I'm feeling like the more and more you engage with it, the more and more you kind of get a little bit disgusted with it. It's kind of like, because you're trying, and you know you're coming from a good place, and you know you're speaking truth, and you're speaking your truth, and it's like this person is completely avoidant. They do not want to listen to you. They care less what you say. It's all about them, which there's supposed to be an equal reciprocity here. I'm supposed to tell you, you're supposed to tell me, and we're supposed to understand one another. Well, there's none of that going on. It's just like denial. Like they're completely in denial. They don't believe anything you say anyways. To be honest with you, that's what I'm saying. They don't believe anything anyways. There's that back pain. Carrying the weight of this is wounding you. Having to carry this on. Yeah. So something from your past, or something from your past that seems to be coming up. The card just fell. Let's see what fell. The unseen truth. The unseen truth. The unseen truth is something from your past that you've been carrying around with you for a really long time. You've rejected it. You've rejected some part of yourself. You trying to keep it a mystery. You don't want it exposed for some reason. Could be about a King of Pentacles. So say that this would be a different, not necessarily this situation with this individual, but something further back. Maybe like 10, 15, 20 years ago, if you're that old. Something from a really long time ago. This is just only distracting you from what you need to be doing. Yeah, this is causing you to feel bad about yourself. You're starting to question, your worthiness, and you're not meant to do that. So I feel like the lesson is at this point on the outside energy. I don't feel like it's on you at this point. I don't. This person may be speaking their truth, that they're over it. Yeah, because their feelings, their emotions that they can't seem to get a grip on, it seems to be creating the lack in the situation. And there's a perspective shift that needs to take place, and it looks like it comes in and it's delivered by a Queen of Swords. I don't know if this is Queen of Swords is you've been holding back from speaking some kind of truth, or maybe they've been holding back from speaking some kind of truth, but somebody has. It's windy out here, my lips are dry. There's that High Priestess. The Magician. Just a minute. So I'm trying to sit with the energy, and it seems like there's something here. There's some kind of truth here that's been kept secret from you, and it's what's manipulating the situation. And what the secret is, the devil energy, because that falls right below the devil energy. And it seems to be like causing the chaos because it's what's in control at this point. Even though they hid it, you know that. You're manifesting. Careful. You're manifesting the ability to understand, to work in, to build into something, to have the strength and courage to be able to build into something here. Because the magician has all the tools they need in order to create what it is they want to create. It's just going to have to, it's just basically taking those first steps. Yeah, to free yourself. Yeah. This person could have wanted to keep you tied to them in some way. They wanted you to feel stuck. And yet, at any point, you're freeing yourself at any level, at any point. You are freeing yourself from the situation is what I'm seeing. That's why we're seeing the transformation. You're freeing yourself from this individual and their toxic behavior, their toxic things that they're saying because they're doing it from a wounded place. And you know this. Your intuition's telling you this. So this truth is that you're speaking your truth and then going on about your way. That's when you go quiet. Yeah. Because they want you confused. That's because they're confused. They don't know. They don't understand their feelings, and they're not willing to sit with the emotions and sit with it long enough. The wind's picking up, which it hasn't been too bad. All of a sudden, so things could get a little turbulent. So careful. This person's going to resist it. This person's definitely going to resist it, and they're going to feel the sting when you go cold, when you go silent. They're going to feel that sting, and it's going to ring louder than anything they've ever heard in their lifetime. They're going to know. It's like in that moment, yep, wind stop. Yeah. The moment you take back control is the moment they start healing. Something within their heart. Wow. Folks, sounds like we're dealing with some nasty energies today. Well, I do hope that you were able to gain some kind of insight from this. Let's pull a few talismans here, a couple talismans, to help with the situation, to help protect us. That's what a talisman's for, right? And then I'll let you go. Divine guidance. There you go. Sit with the energy. You're receiving divine guidance right now. You are the one that's meant to take lead here in this situation, and that's by not engaging. I feel like at this point it's not engaging with it at all. Divine guidance is coming in. Pooh-wee, what is this? Protect your fire energy. Protect your heart. You know, I mean, look at the deer here, the buck here. He's protecting the heart. That's what his horns are there for. It's to protect himself, right? And so I feel like at this point, you're receiving divine guidance, and you can direct your passion to things that are more beneficial. So we can use that anger, that frustration, that sorrow, that whatever, and we can get things done in our everyday life by using that and exhausting ourselves. And I'm not saying going into super work mode and become a workaholic. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying occupy your time so that you're not dwelling on this, because it seems to me that's why it's still going, because you are manifesting. Last but not least, luck is on your side. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in coincidences, but some of you do. So good luck. Ladybug could be important. Flowers can be important. And we did see the bee. Remember at the beginning of the reading, the bee buzzed in, telling us we need to get back to work. Hard work and dedication. Something about nighttime. What? You might find some love. What? The love of the self. The man in the moon. The man in the moon might have some love for you, babes. Stay true to yourself. Stay awesome. And until we meet again, toodaloo-doos.